Welcome, and so we're going to do a bit of a news of the day, and I'm wearing my the Peyote Coyote because this morning the NHL did a teaser for all the Pacific Division reverse retros, and this little puppy is on the shoulder of the Arizona jersey. The only time this guy has shown up on the shoulder of a jersey is when they wore this. So you'll notice that there's purple down here. Remember, it's reverse retro, and the jersey's been revealed as purple. So maybe where it's purple, it'll be green, and where it's green, it'll be purple. Either way, it'll be ugly, and we'll be here to see it. I am excited. Now, NHL players clearly will want to make some money. The NHL is going to want to make some money, and now they're trying to figure out how to do it. There are 16 players on the return to play committee. There were nowhere near that many on the last return to play. And remember, there was a lot of hemming and hawing about what the players knew and when they knew it. So there's better communication between the NHLPA and the players, where you have more players who know what's going on. They can pass it on to other members. So there won't be any big surprises. And it felt like some of what ended up happening with the bubble scenario, some players may not have been a huge fan of it. And there was a lot of public discourse that I think the NHLPA is going to want to head off this time. So the NHL and the NHLPA are trying to work this out. The All-Canadian division is going to happen. The border is still closed. It is now November. The border's been closed since March. All the numbers tell you this border is going to be closed into 2021. There's no chance the border is going to open before 2021. And of course, the NHL wants to get the season started in January of 2021. So you have to have Canadian divisions separated from the American divisions. And it's a matter of the hub cities thing. So I think they would like to do a hybrid hub cities side of it. But what Sportsnet brought up, Elliot Friedman brought up, and this is true, is that, so for instance, you have a building, you have Molson Center in Montreal. Now, if there are no Montreal events in that building for a while, that's going to affect sponsorship dollars. That's going to affect the company that has naming rights. In Molson's case, of course, they own everything. I'm just using that as an example. But for that reason, they may be looking at being in all 31 buildings without fans or limited attendance. And again, people are going to say, well, wouldn't that mean that the odds of an outbreak are higher? Yes. Yes, it does. It would increase the risk, but it also would increase the money. So we will see players who probably say, you know what, I'll come back for 2021, 2022. But the league apparently wants the cup awarded by July 15th, and it'll be between 56 and 72 games is the rumor right now. Now, I've said 48 because to me, 48 is the lowest it can go. You can have 48 games, and you can have a reasonable schedule. You can have it where at the end of the year you say, yep, that team won the Stanley Cup, and it was a legit regular season, legit playoffs, and good for them. If it goes below 48, it gets a little more dicey. I think you could go as low as 40, I guess, especially if you're just playing the teams in your own division. You could go as low as 32 if you're only playing teams in your own division and then have an expanded playoffs. Anything is on the table right now, including, I would think, probably expanded playoffs. And having the cup awarded by July 15th, I'm surprised it's that late. I thought they would want it awarded by July 1st. But if you award it by July 15th, which would be a month and a half sooner than it was awarded this past year, or no, 2 months sooner, right? Then 2020, all the months turn into years and days turn into weeks, and you know how this works. But yeah, the cup will be awarded by July 15th is the deadline, and then we get into, you would think, October of 2021 is when we'll see the opening of that season. In between, you have to have your Seattle expansion, your entry draft, your free agency, all that other stuff. One thing that I've said this whole way through is that while 2020 has featured a lot of days off for yours truly from hockey, I've been producing videos, of course, every day, and I'm aware that once we get back into this, I could be extremely busy for 2021. That this could get really, really busy really fast. And of course, and at the time that they were talking about a return, they looked at December. They thought December 1st might be when they were coming back, which would have been a very small off season. And of course, they've pushed it back to January. And there are people expecting it later and later and later. But what's come out now from Ticketmaster, and remember, you may get your tickets from Ticketmaster, is that in order to get entry to a building when we're all going back again, you may have to have proof of vaccination. So, again, this is coming out from Ticketmaster, and this is why I'm mentioning this in this video, because, again, Ticketmaster handles a number of different teams. I get Canucks tickets through Ticketmaster as well. So, yeah, 2021 could get a little dicey for people because they may very well say, and what that also means is there won't be any transferring of tickets. So for people who buy a bunch of tickets and go, all right, well, I'll just transfer that to my buddy. Now your buddy would have to have that proof as well, or they may just block ticket transfer and may say, if you are not this person that bought this ticket, you will not be getting entry to the building. It's going to be complicated when fans get back in the building because again, they don't want to see an outbreak traced back to one of their events, and that just being Ticketmaster. Of course, NHL may very well be along a similar line. So look for this to definitely get going as we get into 2021 and all that other fun stuff. So yeah, we move on from this, which could turn into this whole other issue for everybody, to Carolina. So Don Waddell, in an interview, said he's confident that they'll be able to work something out with Andrei Svechnikov. So Svechnikov is an RFA next summer, and they'd like to get something done. They haven't talked to him in a while about contract. He's not worried about it. He says he's not worried about it. He'll probably just get Mark Bergevin on the phone and go, look, if you could just throw an offer sheet at him that we can absolutely match, yeah, throw him whatever bonuses, but we can match it. Just keep the cap hit in a decent at a decent level. We'll be good. And, then there you go. I will say this, Waddell's done a good job with Carolina, so I have no doubt that if he believes he can get it done, he does. And he also says they may circle back with Vatanen, that they're welcome to Vatanen coming back. Carolina has a very good team. It's a deep team, and it's well run. And when they fired Ron Francis and they went to Don Waddell, I thought that looked crazy, but a couple years later, yeah, it's worked. So yeah, we'll see how that works out and whether or not Vatanen ends up back with Carolina. I had kind of sort of hoped that he might end up on one of the teams I'd cheer for, but I'm starting to think that's not going to happen. Although if Boston were to open up their checkbook and give Vatanen some money, I think that'd be nice because Boston's blue line makes me a little nervous. Anyways, Seattle. So Seattle Kraken. Their practice facility will open in the summer of 2021. With everything that's going on, of course, there are some construction timelines that may be pushed back. Belmont's come out and said that the new Islanders arena will be ready in time, and Seattle is saying that both the practice facility will be done by the summer of 2021 and the updated Key Arena, which is going to be a whole new arena altogether, just with the same roof that Key Arena had, will be ready to go for the 2021-2022 season as well. So everything's looking good for Seattle right now. I've been doing the videos speculating on who they might get in the expansion draft as well, because that's fun. But yeah, practice facility, summer of 2021. We'll see how that goes. Good news for today, too, and Lord knows we need good news this year, right? Nolan Patrick has been skating around 6 or 7 weeks. He's been skating around, and they're hopeful for him to return. He's had a migraine disorder that's kept him off the ice for a long time. And, I occasionally get migraines, not a disorder of any sort, but when you get that migraine that you can't open your eyes, you can't close your eyes, any kind of light bothers you, any sound can drive you nuts. Like just that, you feel like your head's stuck in a vice. And from everything that's been said with Nolan Patrick, it sounds like he's having this a lot. And so if he's still in shape and still skating around and still looking to make an NHL return, that'd be fantastic. And for a Philadelphia team that's already had the emotional return of Oscar Lindblom, how much of a boost would it be if Patrick came in? He's good to go. And he can step into, you would think, probably a third-line center role just for this coming season to get him back into the swing of things. It has definitely hurt his trajectory, and I've seen people say, oh, he's a bust. You can't call a guy a bust when they've got a migraine disorder. That's not the terminology for bust. A guy who has a health problem isn't a bust. It's unfortunate. A bust is the guy who makes it to the NHL. You expect 40 goals, and you never get more than 8. That's a bust. And, a guy who stays relatively healthy and he's just not good enough. Nolan Patrick has not been a bust. He's been, he's been snake bit by injuries. So hopefully he's okay and he's good to go when the season starts. Whether that's in January, whether he comes back during March, or whenever he comes back, hopefully he comes back and he's healthy and good to go. Because for Philadelphia, a team that I already feel is right there as a contender, having a healthy Nolan Patrick could very well be an item that helps bump them up to that next level. Frees up, maybe they can trade out somebody off that roster. Maybe they have an extra player if Patrick's ready to go that can help them improve another part of the roster. But yeah, Philadelphia's going to be interesting. And hopefully Nolan Patrick's feeling good today. That's the key thing. If he feels good and if he continues to work out and he comes back to the NHL, that'd be a great story. And we need great stories this year. So hey, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, as I know everybody will. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. And if you're a Coyotes fan, how excited are you at the idea that you may very well see these come back? At the very least, you have to think it would be this logo right here, right? The Kachina, with that on the sleeve and in purple, probably with some kind of desert theme. Ugliness, right? All right. Thank you guys so much for watching, like I said. And yeah, thanks for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.